Hey guys, so today we are going to be making the stabilized American buttercream. Everybody's been asking me for the recipe that involves using the gelatin, which makes it a little more stable, especially in the summer months. Of course, no, buttercream is perfect for outdoors and you want to minimize your outdoor cake exposure as long as possible, but this one does help. The gelatin in the recipe helps stabilize and give it more support so that it does last longer. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do now, is show you guys how to make that. So in the bowl here we have our shortening. This is Sweetex, their high ratio shortening. It is the cake and icing shortening. It no longer has the trans fat in it that it used to because it's their newer shortening, but it is the Sweetex. If you have access to Sweetex or one of the high ratio shortenings, definitely use that versus your Crisco, your basic shortenings, because they do last, hold up in the heat a lot better than your regular store or your butter. But a lot of times I sub this out for like half butter and half of the shortening because I do like to use butter in my buttercreams. Today we're using an all shortening just to show you how you can use an all shortening one, but I do like to use like a half butter. Okay, so what we have here is our high ratio shortening. We've measured it out in the bowl and it is 2.4. This is for a 5-quart mixer. We have 2.4 pounds, 2 pounds 4 ounces of the high ratio shortening. We've measured it by weight into our mixer bowl and then just gone ahead and turned it on for a second and let that mix up. And then we have measured out our cream. You can use milk, you can use coffee creamer, you can use half and half, which is what we're using here. You can also use heavy cream. And for this I have 1.5 cups, and I have divided it. 1 cup in my mixing cup here and 1 in the second half of a cup. So 1.5 cups total, 1 cup here, half of a cup here of half and half. And it also has my vanilla extract and whatever other flavorings you want to use in it. And then I also have a half a teaspoon of salt that I have put into the bowl here. And then I have 1/4 cup of cold water. And what we're going to do is sprinkle in 1 packet of Knox gelatin onto the top of the water here. And we are going to let that bloom. And this takes about 5 minutes to set up. I just want to make sure it kind of gets covered, the chunks there. Chunking up too much in one spot, and we will let that sit for 5 minutes. So while this is setting up, you can see that's getting hard. We'll go ahead and add our 1 cup of cream to our shortening. This is still cold from the fridge, and we'll just start incorporating that into our mix thing. Grab my splash guard. It's gonna start splashing. And it'll take a minute for the fat and the shortening to want to absorb the liquid, but in a moment it will. Just gotta keep going slow. And after a few minutes it has absorbed the liquid and it has come together like that. You just want to go ahead and scrape down the sides of your bowl. Make sure it's all in there. The remaining half a cup of cream we have microwave for just about 30 seconds just to bring to just a little bit above room temperature. And now this is nice and has all gelled up, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and put this in the microwave for about 30 to 60 seconds just to liquefy this back down. And then we are going to mix it with our cream here and then add it right back into our base. Alrighty, so in my microwave that only took 30 seconds to liquefy that back down like that. And we are just going to go ahead and pour in the milk. This is half and half. And it's warm to room temperature so that we don't shock the gelatin mixture that was already warm. And we'll just go ahead and stir those two together. And then we'll just pour those directly down into our mixture. And pop our top right back on. And just incorporate those two back together. And start adding our sugar. This will take about 4.5 to 5 pounds of powdered sugar. I'll go ahead and remove this for a second so you can see how this is coming together and it's absorbing the liquid nicely. So I have grabbed our powdered sugar. I use Domino's powdered sugar or any 10x powdered sugar. This is a Domino's brand, but that I get from a wholesale store. I'm just going to start pouring in as much as I can, and then pulse, and then I will pour in some more until it is full. And it is about 2.5 pounds I've poured in so far. And once I have gotten that in, I will go ahead and cover my mixer bowl, just like I would if I was making a regular American buttercream. And I'll start pulsing the mixer. I'm gonna take this off so you can see it, but it'll get a little. And I just pulse it until it's incorporated. And once it's about at this stage, then I'll turn it up and let it go for a minute. So you can see that has incorporated, and I will straight down the sides that the blade is not getting. And turn it back off, and we'll go ahead and start adding the rest of our sugar. So that bag was 3.7 pounds in that bag. We got a pound left in this bag here. And if you can see, it is all the way up to the brim on the mixer now. So we're going to leave it there and do the same thing, pulse it a few times. Then we're just going to let it go on low for a second. Then I'm going to bring it back up to high, medium high, not full, and let it go for a moment. I'm not getting loose sugar in. We'll see how it's doing. Back in and straight down the sides again. And I'll finish pouring this bag in here. And then after this, we will see if we need more sugar, depending on the consistency, how high up it is in the bowl. If you get to a point where you've added too much sugar and it's too stiff, you can add more cream, 1 tablespoon at a time, to thin it back out. And we will see how that's doing and scrape it back down again. Okay, so we came back in and added about 1 more cup of sugar just to top it off. We're going to scrape down the sides. You can see the bowl is full all the way up over the paddle here. You can try to tilt it a little bit. And we're just going to continue to let this run for its full 5 minutes and knead out any lumps in that sugar, bring everything together. And when we're done, we are going to have a perfect, airless, smooth buttercream. Alright guys, so 5 minutes has passed, and here you go. This is the buttercream. Take it off, and you can see how absolutely perfect and amazing this is. There is 0 bubbles, just completely perfect and flawless. It is nice and firm. Those peaks don't go anywhere. You can pipe with this, which I will show you in a few minutes as well. And it'll hold up nicely in your summer weather for your wedding cakes.